Do you know that the secret to having successful eggs and good yield in your poultry farm is by feeding them with the right proportion of feed? I don't know what kind of poultry farm you're doing, but if you are doing layers like myself, then all your profit relies on how much egg that your birds are able to produce. And that is why after farming these birds for 2 years, I have put together basically my whole plan of how I fed this bird to this stage, 2 years, and they are still producing this egg. So come along with me, let's go to where we process our feed, and let me walk you guys through how we process, the ratio, and how much we give to our birds. So come along and let's do that. Toboyaba. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. As I said, today we're going to be talking about poultry feed. And I know that it is the secret to your success. If you're going to succeed in your poultry farm, and whether you're doing broilers or layers, your feed, what you feed them, it's like what you give is what they're going to produce back to you. It's very important. And that's why I'm spending time today to take you guys through, after 2 years of having poultry birds in my farm, what have I been feeding them to be able to achieve that success that you guys have seen over the years. But before we go there, I want to say a big thank you to all of you that have been supporting when I call on you to help me support Godfred go to school in South Africa to become a proper vet that he can serve all of us. If you don't know Godfred, Godfred is my son. He finished high school a few weeks ago, and he has decided to be a farmer and study animal health. I've gotten him a school in South Africa, and I reach out to you guys to support me by going to farminginafrica.com/Godfred and show your support. And most of you has been very generous. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't done that, please go and support him, because I think when he comes back, he will be an asset not just to Sementia Farms, but to all of you as well. So thank you so much. Let's dive right into what are the ingredients that we need. So basically, I am going to use this video to talk about layers, because that's what I do. If you do broilers, it's going to be quite different. Also stay till the end of this video, because I'm also putting together a downloadable version of all the feed, the formulas from day one the birds arrive till the day you dispose them, free for you guys to download. So I'm going to share the link after this video. If you're a serious poultry farmer or wants to do poultry farming, you might want to stay till the end of this video. So come along with me and let me show you basically what we use. So as I said before, this is going to be for layers. If you're rearing layers, that means birds that are going to give eggs for you to sell, then this is for you. Come and let's go through it, because the last time I did a video similar to this and started mentioning some of the feed, you guys were wondering what is it. So today I've actually laid them down here to show you. So the first ingredient that we have here is the soya beans. So soya beans is grown in Ghana, mostly at the north. I've tried it here, it didn't grow, so I'm done with soya beans. We also import a few soya beans once we have a shortage. So this is soya beans. What we have here is wheat brown. Wheat brown, if you are a pig farmer, you know wheat brown very well. If you're a rabbit farmer, you know wheat brown. We also give a bit of this to our goats as well. So this is wheat brown here. This is what we call jubali. So anytime I do a video on jubali, people ask me, what is jubali? It is basically a concentrate, a protein concentrate that is imported, right? So we buy this in town. If you go to any agri shop, you should be able to see, it says it's made in Europe. It's not very specific, but this is a very good meal that you want to give to your layers right from the beginning after they start eating. And then obviously we have the oyster shells here as well. If you're not doing layers, you probably wouldn't be using this. So these are basically the 4 components that makes our food. Right now, if you have your money and you've bought your soya, you've bought your wheat bran, you've bought your jubali, you've also bought your oyster shells. You're like, Fred, do I just pour all of them in and be able to give to them? The answer is no. So there is a percentage of each that you need to give to them. And today I'm gonna walk you guys through all that percentage. So first of all, as I said, we are talking about 1,000 birds. So everything we're gonna do today is for 1,000 birds. If you are thinking about starting with 500 birds, then you divide it into 2. If you're also thinking about 2,000, 3,000, then you multiply by 2 or 3. So for 1,000 birds in a day, we actually feed them all this combined up to 120 kg. We feed all this combined up to 120 kg. Most of these bags are 50 kg. So if you have full of this bag and you combine them, that means that you're looking at 200 kg, right? We produce 120 kg for the 1,000 birds for a day, right? What does that mean? That means that in a day, the 1,000 birds will consume 120 kg of this concentrates mixed together. We feed them twice a day. That means in the morning, we will feed them with 60. And then in the evening, around, 3, 4 there, we'll feed them another 60 kg. So the biggest question is, what proportion of each do you mix? And come with me as we walk through, and I want to show you guys how to mix it as well. We've done a small demo to show you. As you guys can see, this is the feed that we use for today. But for the sake of this video, come along and let me show you. So as we went through, we have basically our soya beans here. We have our wheat brown, we have our maize, we have our jubali, and then we have our oyster shells. As you can see, they are all not the same proportion. And this is the secret here that I'm gonna share with you guys. So the proportions are what is important. You can have all this food and give it to them. You're either gonna get, run at a loss because you're feeding them too much soya beans, which is so expensive, and you're feeding them less corn, which is the cheapest among it, right? So it's very important that the proportion is right. So basically, if you look down here, the soy, the most important thing is the maize. So we give 72 kg of maize out of the 120 kg. So 72 kg is made, and then the soya beans, we give 24 kg. 24 kg of soya beans, and then we give 18 kg of wheat brown. Then jubali, which is the brown one, we give 6 kg of jubali and 5 kg of the oyster shells that you see here, right? So the biggest proportion here is the maize, which is the 72 kg, right? So this is the ratio that we do feed to be able to get 120 kg. So we are gonna mix it now and show you guys how that is mixed as well, in case you don't have a factory or a machine to be able to do it for you, and you want to do it at your warehouse or your farm, just like we do it. So once you pour everything in, you better have some mixing skills, because you have your shovel and basically you can just go and mix it, right? So the goal is basically just, we want to get it all mixed together as perfect as we can, right? If you have a machine, good. If that is not going to cost you too much and it's cheaper for you, great. But if you don't, and your only option is actually to do this, then you have to. If you have the man skills and power to do it, then you should. We can do it, and that's why we do it, right? In the beginning, when we started this farm, Alangwe and myself would do it, till we started having other people come join. Then now, we train them on how to use the shovel, and they're also doing it, right? So it's up to you based on what you want to. But the goal here is you want to mix it very well so that, once the animals feed on it, they have good proportion of everything. So mostly, once you turn it like 3-4 times, you should get a good mix, and you will see it from, you know, from the look of it once it's well mixed. Once it's mixed, we serve them, you know, in this plastic containers. I don't know what you have at your farm, but whatever you have, you just fill it in, and you can now carry it straight to your pen and distribute. So I hope this was helpful. Basically, this is the process that we have been going through for 2 years trying to feed our pen. So if you're thinking about starting a poultry farm, or you're already in and you're thinking about how do I feed my birds, what materials or food substances do you need, that is the information out there for you, and I hope you guys can learn from it and be able to start your poultry farm and be successful as well. If that's the purpose of this channel, share knowledge, right? And in the beginning, I told you guys that I have something put together for you. Basically, what we've done is to prepare a PDF version of our food formula from when they were day olds, which is the first day they arrived till the 4th week. The food we were giving to them. Then after the 4th week till the 16th week when they started laying. And then after 16 weeks till 2 years now till you dispose them. We've put all that together and we are sharing that to you. So go to www.farminginafrica.com/poultry-feed, right? And you'll be able to download that for yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching, and continue supporting us in this journey.